This is like real out of the blue. Follow my ramblings if you would. I would appreciate it. So I was envisioning a new type of, well, I don't want to say world, but technically it is another world because I do be creating worlds. I do. I love creating new worlds. I'll tell you all about that another time. But what would a new constitution look like? I'm just spitballing a few things here. What would a new constitution look like? How we create a new constitution? Doesn't it sound fun? Now, I'm not saying the constitution that we have doesn't work. We have people who study constitutional law and they do their thing. I love a good person who studies constitutional law. If you do study constitutional law, I love you, babe. Thank you for doing what you do. I support you. I really do love knowledgeable people. I really do. I do. As you know, the constitution that we have is supposed to be a living, breathing, changeable document, right? However, it does not reflect the times that we do live in. I am not suggesting you get rid of the Constitution at all. I definitely am not. People are definitely impeding upon it to the point where your freedoms are very much being infringed upon. Maybe we'll get into that. Maybe we won't get into it. This is basically a bit of a rambling, mind you. Thank you for listening. But let's envision it. The first constitution of the UFL, the United Federation of Liberation, okay? Right? Proposing a new constitution for all of those that are under the sun. First constitutional right. Dang it, I can't say it because otherwise, anyway, I'm not monetized anyway, so I can basically say it. No fuck shit. The first law that we write into the new constitution, right? Or somewhere into there, right? Yeah, you following me? I'm pretty sure that may be in the constitution somewhere, but like it isn't being said loud enough. Of course, the freedom of press and petition, your right to free speech, bearing arms. We may have to look into that a little bit, you know, definitely impose some mental health checks, background checks, you know, I'm definitely for that. We need to protect the kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. New term limits in Congress and the expedient voting out of elected officials if they aren't doing their job. I think we need to have a test for people to actually do a good job in Congress. Now, I don't think that we should be having 80-year-olds deciding anything for our futures because we are living through the crap they're giving us, right? They're not even going to be alive for the legislations that they pass. You and I both know this. We know this, but we haven't enacted a law in order for us to get them out. Also, the Speaker of the House is trash, and I believe he's quite treasonous. So for anyone to have voted, I think that we should literally have a whole entire list of people. Wait, we do have that. Let us impose more action into the new constitution. Yes, whatever that may be. Again, this is rambling, but what do you think? Should we have more stricter term limits? Should we allow 20-year-olds, well, not early 20s, because you need to be living your life. You need to be living your life really out there. It's almost summertime. Throw that at. But anyway, live your life. But also back to the other point, people who are 28 to 60. I believe 60 should probably be the cutoff. Of course, people can have mentors, but I think that 28 should be the youngest that you can be a Congress or senator. I really should probably have looked this up. You probably literally can be a congressman or a senator or representative, whatever. At age 28, but we probably don't see that because people are literally holding on to the seats of power while on IV. Crap. But I do believe that should be the youngest. And of course, we need to get foreign money and lobbyists out of there. Maybe such offenses, whenever you do take a certain amount of capital from foreign entities, should probably be looked into. And maybe if you are taking foreign money, I do believe that there should be consequences for that. You can't sign certain legislation because you've taken such and such money from such and such country, because the people may be American or whatever, but they also are working in the interest of foreign countries, which you shouldn't do. That is treason, right? But that should be something in the new constitution or whatever that enacts that or act it or ratify it so that we can have that kind of thing in place, But of course, again, I'm pretty sure there may be something in there. It is said, but not quite outwardly said, separation of church and state. There's definitely legislation in the Constitution that definitely separates church and state, and people who are hugely, whatever they are, maybe they're Christian, maybe whatever sect has more sway over them, has more push in political agendas nowadays. But I know there's something in the Constitution that literally tells you that you're not supposed to do that. Of course, separation of church and state and people in the blurred lines. Again, that brings up the question, ethno-states. should not exist for any group of people. Like, I don't believe anyone really has a right to an ethno state. Like, that'd be, oh my gosh, some people literally have lost their country, and people are also losing their land and countries as well. But let's get back into the constitutional talk of it all, into the other stuff. But there definitely should be like a clause or something like in there that keeps away religion from business. Religion is a cool thing. Spirituality, I love her so much. Mwah, chef's kiss. But you should just be a good person in general instead of having, like, religion dictate whatever you do. You're not a robot stuff, But that should definitely be checks and balances and perhaps more severe punishments for people who take in foreign money, and who are heavily influenced by their religion and influence that onto other people. I do like me a good atheist, a good agnostic. Shout out to the agnostics out there. I'm not one, but I do love me a good agnostic. Give him that good opinion, that third opinion. I love it. But anyway, I think that we should talk about a little bit more about a new constitution, or enhancing the constitution, enhancing the document itself and adding onto it. Because again, those guys who created the country that we are now in were ass, but they definitely were not perfect. And they've given us this document, and its origins probably pertain to England or whatever its constitution may be. I'm pretty sure it pulls from there. We can pull from what we have today and make something far more better. But anyway, do you think we should have more intense Congress term limits, more checks and balances, severe punishments, things like that? Or are you more law and order, and you just really support constrictive systems and you want to be bound and gagged? Anyway, let me know what you think. This is a rambling, of course. But I'm always willing to accept other people's opinions and have a good conversation. Anyway, let's have a conversation. Anyway, thank you for your time. You listened to this. It was pretty fun. All right, I'll catch you later. All right, later.